30% discount on our 6-month subscription plan and receive a gift of Jamaica's most authentic television and radio channels. You heard correctly. Enjoy a 30% discount when you purchase a 6-month subscription plan from One Spot Media. And let's Christmas together no matter where you are. Simply log in to onespotmedia.com, select the 6-month subscription plan, and click subscribe. Offer ends January 14th, so don't hesitate. Subscribe now and let One Spot Media connect you this Christmas.
One more thing, I dream of home, far beyond the sea, where there is love, peace and joy for me. Oh, in my eyes I see troubles and danger for me, but destiny, where my destiny leads me, I must go. Yeah, yeah, I've got a hard road to travel, a rough way to go. Said it's a hard road to travel, a rough way to go. But I can't turn back. My heart is fixed, my mind's made up. No, I'll never stop. My faith will see.
Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We want to hear from you. This is it. We're at the end. Just 3 days left in 2021. We want to hear what 2021 has been like for you. What has, or if you want to tell us how, give us the how. How has 2021 been for you? What kind of year has 2021 been for you? Maybe there are particular things that have happened this year, whether in the news or otherwise, that will cause you to always remember that particular moment, that particular thing that happened in 2021. What comes to mind? Let's see how much you've been following the news and whether you're able to say in precise terms or list in precise terms the stories, the occurrences, the events that have taken place in 2021 and still taking place as we speak. After all, we still have 3 more days before 2022. The lines are open to you, 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Here's a message. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. My husband, G-Mac, is an avid listener of your program. I'm using this medium to wish him a happy birthday from his wife and children. We thank God for him and love him a lot. Hope he has a special day. Thank you. We're happy to wish your husband, who you tell us is a regular listener, G-Mac, a happy birthday. Happy birthday, G-Mac. Thanks for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. And all the very best to you for the rest of your birthday and beyond. And by extension, all the very best to your family. Good afternoon to Andrew McPherson, who has shared one of those, let's see now, he calls it A Poem of Power by A. McPherson. And don't steal it now. You can't use it without his permission because he owns it. So here is Andrew Macpherson's poem, a poem of power. I really started out at 5 every morning. Yes, it is the beginning of my day to face maybe a sad world, but I feel power, so powered up. When farmers are being interviewed, yes, it is power. Then I wonder, what is the agenda? Yes, it is power. Today, I want to do some real business. Yes, it is power. Then I need some words of power to talk. Yes, it is power. Remember, in every conversation or argument, always listen to both sides of the story. But who is this power? What is this power? Where is this power? Yes, it is Power 106 FM. That's my daily power. A. Macpherson. Congratulations, A. Macpherson, on that poem dedicated, or as the Rastafarians would say, livicated to Power 106 FM and its programs and presenters. Thank you very much, Andrew Macpherson. Well done. Keep writing. Keep writing. All the very best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And a couple of updates now, just in case you're still following the news. No doubt there are those who have turned off the radio and put away the papers, whether the physical copies or the virtual editions of the daily newspapers. Those who have pretty much locked themselves away from all of that and are trying to enjoy some peace and quiet, trying to psych themselves up for the year ahead. It's this time of year, and I mean the period between the post Christmas and pre New Year, is one of my favorites because here's an opportunity, and perhaps you might want to share with us along these lines as well, but an opportunity to reflect on the year that is about to end. What kind of goals did we set at the start of 2021? And to what extent have we achieved those goals? What goals did we set at the start of 2021? And to what extent have we been able to achieve those goals as 2021 comes to an end? It's also an opportunity for us to chart at least the next year, all things being well, of our lives, the coming year. What are our goals for the year to come? And to what extent are these goals carryovers from, or are they likely to be carryovers from 2021 into 2022? Because we didn't achieve them in 2021, so we're now going to try to achieve them in 2022. So we have a lot of ground to cover in that regard. Please feel free to share. In the meantime, let's give you an update. Oh dear. Here's a story. Williams appeals full community support in search of missing university student. The Minister of Education, Favour Williams, is appealing to residents of Orchard and Clifton in Hanover to give their full support in the search for missing University of the West Indies student, Shalene Evans. Evans, 27, has been missing since Saturday after leaving the home of her child's father. Since then, anxious relatives, friends, and the security forces have been searching for her. Amid reports from relatives that the final year student was experiencing bouts of depression, Minister Williams also appealed to the wider community not to take lightly these signs and called for help for people reporting mental health challenges. We wish her and her family well, and we trust that they will all pull through this period. We'll continue to monitor that story. In the meantime, let's take a look at another of the stories. And you don't even know what to believe these days. You get a story and it makes the news and people start running with it. And then you get another side to that story. So the Gleaner has a headline here, the Gleaner's online platform. I tested negative for COVID, says Beanie Man, in response to claims he broke quarantine in Ghana. Dancehall artist Beanie Man has denied media reports out of Ghana that he tested positive for COVID-19 when he arrived in the West African Republic. The 48-year-old, well, he says, I have no COVID, never caught COVID before, tested negative for COVID, been traveling for the past 6 months, COVID-free, fully vaccinated. That was his tweet on Twitter. The 48-year-old went on to share a negative PCR test from a lab located in Accra, which is in Ghana, and a letter stating that the Ghana Health Service was informing him of the negative test result along with a statement. As a carrier of the sickle cell disease, I understand the importance of following the protocols set out to help stop the spread of the virus. I know the importance of protecting myself, my family, my team, and the people I interact with, the statement read. So that's a follow-up to the initial story. Speaking of COVID-19, let's take a look. 161 new cases of COVID-19. That sounds like a jump. Let's go to moh.gov.jm. That's the Ministry of Health and Wellness's website. And within the last 24 hours, we have had 161 newly confirmed cases of COVID-19. 161. Oops, let's take the break and come back.
Association of Jamaica, the IAJ, wishes for the insuring public, their families, and indeed all Jamaica season's greetings. They wish for you a safe holiday season. The Insurance Association of Jamaica encourages everyone to reach out to a stranger in need. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskell from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskell on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Oh, the trouble, the rough way to go. But I can't turn back, God is fixed. My
Let's go,
where
studio.
there is none.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com. 3 days left in 2021. What kind of year has 2021 been for you? What are the stories that stand out for you in 2021? The events, the happenings of 2021 that got your full attention this year, and anything else that's on your mind. The lines are open: 876 922 4112, 876 922 4113, 876 922 4114, and 876 922 4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages and your voice notes. On YouTube, Straight Shooter says, Season's greetings, Dervan. I looked at the Christmas portrait of the PM and his family, and it reminded me of the portrait of King Joffrey Joffer of Zamunda and his family in Coming to America. So it is a Straight Shooter. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us on YouTube. And let's see, Faye Weller is on Facebook Live. She says, blessed love, Mr. Dervan and listeners. It's a pleasure to hear you on the radio. Thank you, Faye Weller. Sophia Nemard, good afternoon to you and all the others in, where's Sophia again? Newell, St. Elizabeth. Good afternoon to the people of Newell in St. Elizabeth. And Norman Hines is in St. Thomas. Good afternoon, Norman Hines. Thank you for touching base as usual. Always good to hear from you. Thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Angelia Christian, founder of the Angel Foundation UKJA, says, Happy Boxing Day. Well, technically speaking, that was Sunday, except that in Jamaica, because Boxing Day fell on a Sunday, it's being observed on Monday as authorized by the minister with portfolio responsibility for these matters. So technically speaking, it's the day after Boxing Day. The day after the day of Boxing Day. That's what it is. Thank you very much. Let's just continue to give you the numbers, the clinical management summary of COVID-19, where we're all, well, there are those of us who are paying attention to the numbers because we believe that we will have a spike in light of the onset of the Omicron variant of the virus, and therefore the numbers are being watched closely right now. And there is also a call for the government not to follow through on the announced extended curfew for New Year's Eve, which is scheduled to go up to 1 o'clock. So the curfew period for New Year's Day would be 1 to 5 a.m. 1 to 5 a.m. So people would have from morning straight back to morning, essentially. Yeah. So that's what the announcement has been. But I think it's the president of the Medical Association of Jamaica who has been calling for a reworking or reconsidering of that extension. Well, it held for Christmas Christmas Eve. It held for Christmas Eve. And let's see, there are 161 newly confirmed cases within the past 24 hours, more than we have seen in a little while, bringing the overall total to 92,950 confirmed cases of COVID-19, 52,887 females, 40,059 males. One is under investigation. Well, over the last 24 hours, we were just giving you the overall numbers, but in terms of the last 24 hours, as we said, 161 newly confirmed cases of COVID-19. 97 of those are females, 63 males, and one is under investigation. The age range for the group over the last 24 hours, 25 days to 78 years. 25 days to 78 years old. And overall, let's look at the leading areas when it comes to COVID-19. Kingston and St. Andrew, most of topping the list for the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases overall, 22,978. Next in line is Jamaica's most populous parish, the parish of St. Catherine, 17,290 confirmed cases of COVID-19. And who is next in line? Coming in third would be St. Anne, not St. Anne, I beg your pardon, St. James. St. James would be third in line, 9,266. 9,266 confirmed COVID-19 cases in St. James. St. Anne with 6,992. 6,992 for St. Anne. And for Manchester, 6,012 confirmed cases of COVID-19 overall. In terms of deaths from COVID-19, one is under investigation right now, but no recorded, other than that one under investigation to see if there's a connection with COVID-19. There's no other report of a death or deaths. So the number of people who have died from COVID-19 in Jamaica now stands at 2,464. It's still at 2,464. For what it's worth, 65,332 people have recovered from COVID-19. 65,332 people have recovered from COVID-19. And in the last 2 weeks, we've had 774 active cases. 774 active cases confirmed in the last couple of weeks. 2 people are in facility quarantine, 20,934 in home quarantine. Now, some encouraging numbers here with respect to hospital management. It's now less than 90, 86 people in hospital on account of COVID-19, 18 of them moderately ill, 16 severely ill, 4 critically ill. We wish those who are battling COVID-19 all the best, and to their families, may you continue to support your loved ones as they contend with this most devastating virus. So we're going to leave it there for now. We encourage you, if you want to get the facts, in terms of the numbers as far as COVID-19 is concerned. You can go to moh.gov.jm, moh.gov.jm. So those are the numbers. Let's continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Police are also reporting that a man has been charged following a gun seizure in Trenchtown. How did that event in Trenchtown go? Wasn't it on Boxing Day? Was it yesterday or on the actual day, the 26th of December? We'll see if we get an update on that. And Bahamian authorities probing collision at sea resulting in gas tanker sinking. Oh dear. Trinidad records 6 new Omicron cases. Jamaican American nurse Sandra Lindsay, now a vaccine activist, we're told. And there's a picture of her with President Joe Biden. So the story is Jamaican American nurse Sandra Lindsay. Remember her? She was the first person in America to get vaccinated. Can you imagine? The American population, I believe, is about 340 million people. So imagine out of 340 million people, you are chosen. It is true what the Bible says, right? Many are called, few are chosen. And Sandra Lindsay, Dr. Sandra Lindsay, she has a PhD in her field. Dr. Sandra Lindsay became a vaccine celebrity by accident, says the story. Since being hailed as the first person in the United States to get a COVID-19 vaccine, the New York-based nurse has become a prominent face in the country's biggest ever vaccination campaign. She has been promoting the shots on panels, in Zoom town halls, and at other events. So a Jamaican is leading the vaccination drive and has been leading the vaccination drive in the United States of America. There's more after the break.
Generation. Jamaicans have depended on J&B Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. J&B Bank will help you find a way. The National Irrigation Commission Limited encourages efficient irrigation practices and responsible use of water. By doing so, we will allow the aquifer to be recharged and keep the supply flowing. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Crosskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Trouble, the rough ways to go, but I can't turn back. heart is fixed and my mind's made up. No, I'll never stop in my faith. We'll see me through. I gotta tell you, I'm all alone. This lonesome road I roam, I've got no love. Call my very own.
Let's go. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. We look forward to your multiple messages. Hello to, well, Angelia Christian says, here on Tuesday is Boxing Day in the UK. Well, I had no idea, Angel. Thanks for sharing that information. I had no idea. No idea. Nadine Mahabir, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to call you. Jeez. Oh boy, forgive me. Yes, I'm sorry. I did get a message some time ago. Sorry about that. We'll try to call you as soon as possible. Nadine Mahabir, she says, season's greetings, Mr. Malcolm. Best wishes for a happy, healthy, and prosperous 2022. Many happy returns, Nadine Mahabir. Robert C. Gray, past student of St. Catherine High School, is greeting us as well. He is in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania. He says, good afternoon, Dervan Malcolm. I am here in New York. Oh, you're in New York. Enjoying one of the perks of being a teacher. Vacation whenever the students get breaks or holidays. God bless America, says Robert C. Gray. Whatever you do, please be safe, Robert C. Gray. All the best. Thank you very much. Take care. Keep those messages coming in on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Natalie Winter says, hi, good evening. Still afternoon here in Jamaica, Natalie Winter. Good afternoon. She's greeting everybody. She says, pleasant viewing from Washington Gardens. Donovan Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners, home and abroad. Thank God for another day. Please try to keep safe, everyone, says Donovan. We're doing our best, and you do likewise, Donovan. Natalie Winter says, hi, 2,400, too many deaths. Vaccines are available. We need more private facilities urgently, says Natalie Winter. Thank you very much for your message, Natalie. The question is, having not taken advantage of the availability of vaccines up to this point, with a vaccination rate of about 20%. The question at this point is, what will it take, or what would it take to get the rest of the population to fall in line as far as vaccination is concerned? From the look of things, one would think at this stage, if it hasn't happened yet, then chances are it might never happen. But let's be hopeful. Let's see. Delano Kemps says, Dervan, yesterday Cayman celebrated Christmas, and today we're celebrating Boxing Day. That's how it is when a public holiday falls on a Saturday and Sunday. Well, thank you for that bit of enlightenment with respect to the Cayman Islands. So you celebrated Christmas Day yesterday, Monday the 27th, and today you are now celebrating Boxing Day, Tuesday, the 28th, which is in line with what's happening in the United Kingdom, as Angelia Christian in London was telling us a short while ago. Now we know. Thank you very much, Delano. He says, please help me to shout out happy birthday to Tracy Johnson. Happy birthday, Tracy Johnson, and all the very best. Thank you so much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us directly on WhatsApp, 876 365 3346, 876 365 3346. And congratulations to university students Regine Hibbert of the University of the West Indies Mona campus, UWI Mona, and Romel Samuels of the University of Technology, Jamaica, UTech, who became the 26th cohort of PwC Jamaica's scholarship recipients during a presentation ceremony held at the PwC's Kingston office. The scholarships, valued at 560,000 Jamaican dollars, is an annual initiative that awards final year accounting students who, beyond their financial needs, show exemplary academic ability, strong leadership skills, and a willingness to make a difference in their immediate and surrounding communities. If we're going to broaden the reach, scope, depth, and breadth of our human capital, we're going to need a lot more scholarships and a lot more educational opportunities for our people. No doubt about that. And I believe we have another. Who is this? Milk Morgan. Good afternoon to you. Oops, it's not afternoon where you are. Let's see. Oh, this is Milk Morgan from London, Canada. There is a place in Canada called London. So Milk Morgan says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I'm back in Jamaica. The lady from London, Canada. All the best to you, Milk Morgan from London, Canada. And thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Let's go through. Here's Crocs in Black River. He says, greetings. What are we to glean from the fact that most of the new COVID cases seem to be coming from the western parishes of St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, and the north central parish of St. Anne? Maybe Ed Bartlett could tell us, writes Crocs in Black River. Well, he did indicate in that interview, who was he speaking with? Oh, I think it was Dion Jackson Miller who spoke with him a few days ago. I believe so. And he was very clear that this, because I think Dion wanted to know which property, which resort has been featured in this latest round of COVID-19 cases. And instead of giving the details, which he said he was afraid might lead to the stigmatization of the property, he went on to reference other resorts, not by name, but just to say that they've had cases across the board, but it's still the incidence of COVID-19, he said, still quite low. And then there are those who would hit back by saying, hold on, low, but what is the extent of the testing that is being done? How many tests are being done along the resilient corridor in order to get a clearer picture of what is really happening or not happening? Because there's a sense that if you are not testing enough people, if you're not testing a broad enough scope or range of the population, then the numbers are perhaps not giving the full picture of what is happening or not happening. But please, if there are others who want to chime in on that subject, please feel free. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. If you're not there yet, all you need is a smartphone or a not so smartphone, a laptop, a tablet computer, a desktop, otherwise known as a PC, personal computer, any one of those. And you need internet connection. And then the next step is to open a browser like Google Chrome or Bing, Safari, any one of those. And in the search box, well, if you go there now and you type YouTube, before the box is populated with the YouTube characters, you will be on board in no time. And you should see this video trending. If not, then in the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to watch both sides of the story on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube and you prefer Facebook Live, then there's the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. Log on to Facebook in the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
An awesome gift, and it's on sale. The Gleaner subscription Christmas special is back in a big way. Save 40% off when you subscribe to receive newspaper deliveries right to your door. Already a print subscriber? Refer your friends and earn 1 week free for every friend who subscribes. Call 876-932-6188 or 876-932-6288 now. Offer ends January 7, 2022. Conditions apply. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
Said it's a hard road to travel, the rough way to go. But I can't turn back. My heart is fixed, my mind's made up. No, I'll never stop in my faith. We'll see me. I gotta tell you,
Let's go.
all alone.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. Let's share with you some history. Westminster Abbey was consecrated under Edward the Confessor on this day in 1065. Queen Mary II of England died after 5 years of joint rule with her husband, King William III, on this day in 1694. In 1732, the Pennsylvania Gazette, owned by Benjamin Franklin, ran an ad for the first issue of Poor Richard's Almanac on this day in 1732. Speaking of the great Benjamin Franklin, did you know that the publisher of one of the earliest newspapers in Spanish Town was taught by Benjamin Franklin? That's right. William Daniels published the St. Diego de la Vega Gazette based on training he received at the printry of the famous American Benjamin Franklin in Philadelphia. Benjamin Franklin, as we've told you before on this program, was one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. He was a noted polymath, leading author and printer, political theorist, politician, postmaster, scientist, inventor, satirist, civic activist, statesman, and diplomat. As a scientist, he was a major figure in the American Enlightenment and the history of physics for his discoveries and theories regarding electricity. He invented the lightning rod. This is Benjamin Franklin we're talking about. Benjamin Franklin invented the lightning rod, bifocals, the Franklin stove, which is still being sold to this day, a carriage odometer, and that's the same thing some people call the speedometer, but it's an odometer that shows you the speed at which you are going, the odometer. So the carriage odometer was also invented by Benjamin Franklin. And the glass harmonica, also attributed to Benjamin Franklin. He formed both the first public leading, let's do that again. He formed both the first public lending library in America and the first fire department in Pennsylvania. Let's bring it closer to home now, 1831. So you've heard about the Christmas Rebellion. Well, history records the start of the rebellion on this day in 1831 in the western parishes of Jamaica, St. James to Trelawney, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. Samuel Sharp envisaged a movement of passive resistance. Samuel Sharp envisaged a passage of a movement of passive resistance, a sit-down strike of all the slaves for the western parishes to force the plantation owners to pay them for their work and thus affirm their freedom. He and many others believed that the King of England had already given this freedom, which the plantation owners were withholding. On each of the estates, a driver, who was part of the plan, was delegated to tell the overseer when they returned after the 3-day Christmas holidays that the slaves would work no more without wages. But militant elements took over, and on the last night of the holidays, set fire to Kensington Estate, located on the highest hill in St. James. By midnight, 16 other estates in the West were burning, and rebellion was underway. Led by some of Sam Sharp's most trusted lieutenants, the terrified planters and their families fled, leaving for a while 50,000 slaves suddenly freed and uncertain what to do. The Christmas Rebellion was eventually subdued on January 5, 1832, by superior military force. For 6 weeks, trials were held under martial law at the Montego Bay courthouse, and day after day, the magistrate handed out sentences of guilty. The slaves were hanged in Charles Square, which is now known as Montego Bay, and later renamed Sam Sharp Square. It is estimated that 312 slaves were executed and more than 1,000 killed by soldiers, while 16 white colonists were killed. Samuel Sharp was hanged on the 23rd of May, 1832, and was buried in the sands of the Montego Bay Harbor, from which his remains were later recovered and interred beneath the pulpit of the Burchell Baptist Church. The missionaries working among the slaves were accused of having been the indirect cause of this insurrection, and some of them were harshly treated. Let's go to the phone lines. I see a call coming through from a 347 number. That's New York, I believe. with a St. Catherine High School emblem or badge. Let's find out who that is. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
How are you?
I'm doing good. This is Robert Gray.
I suspected so. Good to have you on board, Robert Gray.
Yes. The last time I actually spoke to you was at our pen relays about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's been that long. Thanks to COVID.
Yes. Not a problem. The reason why I was calling, like past week, we were talking about Christmas festivities and what it was like in Jamaica back in the day for Christmas. And I was thinking the other day about the village concept. The village concept, which is practically no more in Jamaica or anywhere else in the world. Because I grew up at age 5, I moved to Passageford, Portmore. Because what happened, my mother passed. Unfortunately, she had passed, and my dad was living in Florida, so my older brother raised me. So we moved over from Mary Avenue in Kingston to the new housing scheme in Passageford, Portmore.
Mm-hmm. I see.
It was a village. Growing up, it was a village because everybody's mom was your mom, everybody's dad was your dad, and the adults looked out for all the children.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Jamaica or anywhere else in the world will come back to that village concept,
Well, we need to. The sooner the better.
I long for the return to those days. And I'll give you an example of when I say village, how other parents cared for other children. So I remember when I was doing common entrance, I had finished studying. Ironically, I chose St. Jago and St. Catherine for my two choices. But anyway, I had finished studying, and I was on the corner playing football on my block. And lo and behold, my neighbor, God bless her soul, Miss D, she passed on a couple of months ago. She said to me then, Robert, what are you doing outside? Don't you have common insurance to do tomorrow? Get inside and study. No, knowing how my guardian was, this was my older brother, and we had that respect. The adults were well respected by all the children in my neighborhood. I just walked inside the house and I studied. And I did pass St. Catherine. But I don't know if those things will happen anymore. Because, being a teacher, I've heard horror tales of parents disrespecting teachers because they dare to discipline a child. So that is one of the stories I wanted to share. Additionally, we had organizations like Neighborhood Watch, Citizens Association, and I joined up those movements because I was a Boy Scout. So it was natural for me to progress into those organizations, Neighborhood Watch and Citizens Association. And I can recall an event where they had a Neighborhood Watch conference at the Twickenham Park Police Academy. And the main speaker was the Minister of National Security at the time, K.D. Knight. And there was a brewing issue ongoing in Jamaica whereby knives were banned. You couldn't, they had passed a law that knives couldn't be banned. So
I remember that.
Yes. So me being a scout leader, one of the paraphernalia that I carried on my uniform was a knife. So I said to Mr. Knight, Mr. Knight, does the knife ban precludes people like myself? We use a knife on our uniform, and also the man who sells the orange. And this is what Mr. Knight told me. He said, obviously, it is referring to people shouldn't be having knives if it's not for a particular purpose. So, I just say scouting, you use a knife with your uniform. The man who sells the orange, they're exempt. So that was a very good experience for me. And I hope Jamaica goes back. I don't know if that's possible to get in the scout movement back again to where it is. And I know it's difficult because people cannot afford to volunteer their time. But we're missing organizations like Scouting, Citizens Association, and Neighborhood Watch. You know?
Mhm.
I just wanted to share that with you today as we were reminiscing last week about Christmas.
No, we are grateful that you have called this afternoon and have shared. You are a true Jamaican. You remain committed to this country at home and
Absolutely.
abroad. And we salute you and congratulate you in that
Yes.
regard.
And I just want to use the opportunity to give a shout out to all the alumni members of the St. Catherine High School, the present principal, all the students, my big brother who raised me, Mr. Alvin Gray in Passageport, all the members of the Citizens Association, my friends and relatives, if you're listening, big up, God bless. And to you, Dervan, and the staff of Power 106. You know, those of us who live in the diaspora, you are our afternoon guy. So we appreciate you and the work you do. You are indeed Mr. Diaspora. All right, so all the best to you and the Power 106 staff for the year 2022 and the rest of the holiday. God bless everybody.
Bless you. Thank you very much, Robert C. Gray. All the best. Take care. Happy New Year when it comes.
Thank you, Dervan.
Good.
God bless.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And we thank Robert C. Gray of the St. Catherine High School Alumni Association, uh, Philadelphia chapter. Uh, Thank him very much for connecting with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Oops, look at the time. Back in a moment. Let's go, studio.
Call my very own.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Here's a message on WhatsApp. Good day, Mr. Malcolm. I would like to ask the taxi and minibus men who ply the Papine to Halfway Tree, downtown, Halls Delight, Two Pass, Constitution Hill, Dallas Castle, Gordon Town, to desist from demanding $150 from passengers for the fare. The government of Jamaica said 15% raise, not 50%, and these men are demanding more. If you give them $120, they're telling you it's $150. We need the authorities to get on top of this before someone kills someone over small change. The law is the law and must be obeyed by all. Even old people, they're callously demanding $150 from. I need to, what's this now? My $30. I need my $30 to invest at the end of the month in stocks or bonds, etc. Please desist from overcharging. Well, we're sorry to hear of your plight. Let's see if we can send your message. Let's see if we can send your message to Petra Keane Williams of the Transport Authority. Let's see. Let's do this and make sure that we get the information to Petra Keane Williams. So we're about to send the message. Click on the arrow, bring up the name Petra. Should come up. There we go, Petra Keane Williams. And we just sent your message. And now, having sent the message, I think we also need to send the number for or let's send the contact information for the person who is sending the message. So let's go to this. Where does it say share? Share, there we go. And we're sharing the contact information with Petra Keane Williams. Great. Over to you, Petra Keane Williams, if you're not on vacation right now. Good afternoon to Ricardo in Glengoff. Errol in Spanish Town says, hi, Dervan. Thank you for being the person you are. Nice. I didn't have a good Christmas at all. I caught a bad flu with a lot of coughing and wheezing. Never pretty. But thank God I am slowly coming around, and I thank God. Blessings. 2021 wasn't a good year for me. I lost a dear friend. Still can't get over it. But thank you for serving us, your faithful listeners. We're terribly sorry to hear of your loss, Errol in Spanish Town. We convey condolences to you and the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors of the deceased. We trust you will cherish the memories that you shared when your dear friend was alive. May your friend's soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine on his face. Thank you, Errol, and we wish for you a better 2022. How about that? Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Here are some messages on YouTube. Let's see. Let's go to Delano Kemps. He's addressing Crocs. Crocs, listen up. Here is Delano Kemps addressing you. Delano Kemps says Crocs can't help himself at all, always in the politics. I bet you when his party gets into power in another 15 years, he's going to stay silent whenever his party does wrong. Delano, thank you for your message. Crocs can speak for himself, so we have shared the message, and no doubt he'll respond, assuming he heard us reading the message just now. Jennifer from Q Road in Kencott, St. East Central St. Andrew. Good afternoon to you, and hello to your neighbors, Miss Sybil Thompson, for example, over there in Kencott, and all the others in Kencott. Good afternoon. Nadine Mahabir says, thanks for the history lesson. Thank you for listening, Nadine Mahabir. You're welcome. Millicent Morris says, happy holidays, best wishes for the new year. Blessings, love. Blessings and love to you too, Millicent Morris. Thank you very much for your message, and all the very best for the rest of 2021 and beyond. And let's go again for some more. Oh, we wanted to share with you. Let's go to, all right, here we go. Right, wanted to share with you. Let's see, where is it? There's just so much we want to cover. All right, here we go. Let's go with this one. The year was 1932. Windsor House, the home of Mr. and Mrs. A.C. Goff, situated 3/4 of a mile from St. Anne's Bay near Drax Hall Racecourse in St. Anne, was refurbished and expanded and received its first guests who arrived to spend the New Year holiday season at the races. So Drax Hall used to be a racetrack, horse racing track, it seems. And the new hotel had a mineral spring bath, a dance hall. That's before we joined the two words in Jamaica and turned it into a music form. So the new hotel had a mineral spring bath, a dance hall, and roof garden. And it was electrically lighted. That was a big deal in 1932 in Jamaica, having electricity. The official opening was scheduled for the 14th of January, 1933, with a ball and music by the Thunderstorm Orchestra. I wonder if anybody remembers such an orchestra, the Thunderstorm Orchestra. Well, if you do, please let us know. And let's see another bit here. 1944, a significant year in more ways than one. That was the year of universal adult suffrage in Jamaica, when everybody got the right to vote once they got to the voting age. Previously, you had to own land and all kinds of stipulations for you to vote. Can you imagine? And now, once you're of the age and you are on the list, you're good to go, on the voters list, that is. 1944, plans for the construction of a medical center, the Andrews Memorial Hospital at Sulgrave Manor. So that's the original name of that place there, where Andrews Memorial Hospital is located. It used to be known as Sulgrave Manor, Sulgrave, Sulgrave Manor, at 27 Hope Road. So plans for the construction of a medical center, the Andrews Memorial Hospital at Sulgrave Manor, 27 Hope Road in St. Andrew, were unveiled by the Seventh-day Adventist Church on this day in 1944. Clifford Anderson of Washington, D.C. was also named the hospital's first medical director. So they Andrews Memorial family had the concept of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora pretty much a part of their arrangement. The fact that this hospital or medical center, as it was referred to back then, was to be constructed, and that the first medical director for the hospital was Clifford Anderson of Washington, D.C., a Jamaican in the diaspora. 1944. Let's go to 1946. 50 head of cattle. Notice I didn't say heads. You can check it. 50, that's the designation. That's the measurement. That's how they counted. 50 head of cattle as opposed to 50 heads. So in 1946, 50 head of cattle penned at Montpellier. That's a French place name, Montpellier. That's the correct pronunciation. If you're doing it the French way, it would be Montpellier, Montpellier. But it's, if you anglicize it, it becomes Montpellier or Montpellier. So in 1946, 50 head of cattle penned at Montpellier railway station in St. James for shipment to the livestock clearinghouse in Kingston unlatched the pen gate and quietly plodded their way back to the farms from which they were purchased. These were smart cattle. Beef for Kingston's housewives. Oh, look at the time. Hold on. Let's come back to that story from 1946.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Hello, Jamaica. I am Death. Thank you for the great job sending me so many souls. Pedestrians, please continue staring at your phones while on the road, walking on the left when there's no sidewalk, and wearing dark colors at night. You've exceeded my expectations and my quota. Ward off death. Obey the road code. A message from the Road Safety Unit.
In addition to peace, love, and good health for all, let us give ourselves the gift of safer roads this Christmas and beyond. As we celebrate the festive season, let us resist the urge to text while driving. Wear your seatbelts and helmets. Look out for pedestrians and take time to drive now. This Christmas can still be better than ever, but you must play your part and use the roads responsibly. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from my family to yours.
An awesome gift, and it's on sale. The Gleaner subscription Christmas special is back in a big way. Save 40% off when you subscribe to receive newspaper deliveries right to your door. Already a print subscriber? Refer your friends and earn 1 week free for every friend who subscribes. Call 876-932-6188 or 876-932-6288 now. Offer ends January 7, 2022. Conditions apply. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
Oh, the river gets deeper, hills get steeper, and the pain gets deeper every day. Yeah. I've got a hard road to travel, and a rough way to go. Said it's a hard road to travel, and a rough
Let's go,
way to
student.
go.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-3673. 411225. 876 922 411225. We're going to get back to that story of the cattle at Montpelier. But first, there's a message here. Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon. Greetings to you and your listeners. I told you about your being ambassador to the US. You laughed, but see, the same week you were appointed ambassador to the Jamaican diaspora. Watch it. It's coming up. Just be receptive. Keep up the good work. Enough respect. Levi Goslin. I hear you, Levi Goslin. It's an award that was specific to media. Uh, yeah, that's what it was. I'm just recognizing that it's right here beside me. Hold on, let's see if we can take it out here. But it's an award. It's not ambassadorial in the broadest sense, but essentially right. So this is it. Diaspora Ambassador in Media Award. That's what it is. That's what it is. I see Petra Keen Williams calling me. Oh, she's so efficient, as ever. As ever. We're going to check it out in a moment. Right, so this is the actual award for those of you watching on Facebook Live and YouTube. The Union of Jamaican Alumni Association, UJA, 31st Anniversary Celebrations Diaspora Ambassador in Media Award. There you go. Levi Goslin. So that's really what it was. Not ambassadorial in the true sense of how that term is used, especially from a diplomatic standpoint. But I humbly accept. Thank you very much. And let's continue with more on your program. Both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Got a lovely some people would call it a pewter, something like a pewter dish. You know, the ones that they hand out at Wimbledon. Not exactly the same, but I should use the opportunity while we're on awards to thank the Old Farmers Association of North America, because the Old Farmers Association of North America handed me this award while I was in New York last week. I see it's glistening, isn't it? Yeah, this one. So this is the OFANA, the Old Farmers Association of North America, which is the alumni association for the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case. So there you go. Well, because of the reflective nature of this award, you can't see it that clearly, but you're seeing all the other things that are in this space. Right. So we thank the members of the Old Farmers Association of North America for this special award as well. And we look forward to continued partnerships, highlighting the work of the association. Errol in New Jersey says, "Good day, Dervan. I'm here sharing your warm weather." That's good to know. Welcome home, Errol. Not in New Jersey today, but in Jamaica. Welcome home. Welcome home, Errol. Welcome home. I wonder if what day is today? Today is Tuesday. Is it Davin or is it Adrian? Can we play Welcome Home for Errol? Welcome Home by the Stage Crew. And all the other Jamaicans who are still pouring in, still coming from all parts of the world, coming home to experience the holiday in Jamaica, from Christmas to New Year or somewhere in between. Let's play Welcome Home for Errol by the Stage Crew. All right, the studio not ready for us just yet? All right, in the meantime, welcome home, Errol. Welcome home. And there's a message coming from someone with a rather distasteful moniker, Moniker. We'll jump over that and go to what the person really wants to say, which is well deserved. Congrats, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Madison Hall is also online. Greetings, Madison Hall. And yes, Fab Five, Stage Crew, same people. And so, especially for Errol, who is normally watching and listening in New Jersey, but who is home for the holidays, and all the other Jamaicans who are home for the holidays. Here's Fab Five, otherwise known as the Stage Crew.
Welcome back to Jamaica, one more time again. Welcome to Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jamaica, boyfriend and girlfriend. Welcome to Jamaica, all the picnic them. Come make we have some cake and sorrel, then we open the gift and the barrel. See why you bring the mommy, daddy, granny, auntie, uncle, cousin, and the picnic them. Sing along now. Welcome home, Jamaicans, welcome home. It's Christmas, welcome home. Jamaicans, welcome home. It's Christmas. All who flying from America, a hearty welcome. All who flying from Canada, a hearty welcome. All who flying from England, a hearty welcome. Jamaicans, any which part you come from, a hearty welcome. A biggie welcome. A biggie diggy diggy welcome. 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 Y'all like you me miss. Welcome. Make we go up and kiss. Welcome. Long time me no see. Welcome. Make we go down street. Welcome. Hold up your hand and sing. Welcome. Make we farm and ring. Welcome. Make we wheel and spin. Welcome. Fat girl and slim thin. Welcome. Welcome. I'm the bidding. I'm the bidding. Welcome. Welcome back to Jamaica, one more time in. Welcome to Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jamaica, boyfriend and girlfriend. Welcome to Jamaica, to all the tourists them, yes. Have some Christmas pudding and sorrel. They make we open up the box and the barrel. See why you bring the mommy, daddy, granny, auntie, uncle, cousin, and the picnic. Sing along now. Welcome home, Jamaicans. Welcome home. It's Christmas. Welcome home, Jamaicans. Welcome home. It's Christmas. All who coming from London, a hearty welcome. Birmingham and Brixton, a hearty welcome. If you're flying from Florida, a hearty welcome. Washington, New York, Atlanta, a hearty welcome. Connecticut, Boston, Philadelphia, a hearty welcome. Toronto, Winnipeg, Vancouver, a hearty welcome. Yes, we glad you run left with visa, a hearty welcome.
Especially for Errol. Especially for Errol and all the other Jamaicans who have come home for the holidays. Welcome home. Welcome home. Please continue to be safe. And we wish you all the very best. We started telling you about the 50 head of cattle uh, penned at Montpelier railway station in St. James for shipment to the livestock clearinghouse in Kingston. This was 1946. The 50 head of cattle who were penned at the Montpelier railway station in St. James for shipment to the livestock clearinghouse in Kingston unlatched the pen gate and quietly plod their way back to the farms from which they were purchased. Can you imagine? The cows decided, look, the cattle collectively decided, I don't know where you're planning to take us, but we're not going where you want us to go. So if you'll excuse us, we'll just unlatch this pen gate and quietly make our way back to the farms from which we were purchased. Now, beef for Kingston's housewives came on the hoof from the country parts by rail. As a result, there will be a shortage of beef in Kingston for homes. This was a story in 1946 in Jamaica, because beef is a and still is was and still is a big thing at this time of year as well. It usually is one of the meats consumed at the Christmas dinner table. So there was the projection was for a shortage of beef in Kingston for homes, restaurants, and nightclubs during the new year. According to Jay McIntosh, secretary of the Livestock Clearinghouse, the New Year festivities seem to have discouraged the cattle from leaving their home. McIntosh added that arrangements were being made to rush a shipment of cattle from elsewhere to replace the missing cows. Now, speaking of these cows or cattle in general and how they unlatched the pen gate, that was very smart of them, wasn't it? Well, here's the thing, talking about smart cows. Let's share a story. It's not new. It was first published September this year by the BBC. And the title of the story is Cows Toilet Trained to Reduce Greenhouse Gas Emissions. Cows toilet trained to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We'll tell you some more in just a moment.
Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4 o'clock.
More than 2,000 years ago, the light of a miraculous star brought hope, announcing the birth of Jesus. This Christmas, we can renew that hope by being the star that illuminates others through our good deeds. Visit lighttheworld.org and find simple ideas on how to live the true spirit of Christmas. Light the world with love and be a light in the lives of others.
Let your voice be heard. Watch TVJ Sports Network, JNN, or One Spot Media, and vote for your favorite in the RJR Gleaner National Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards, People's Choice Performance of the Year Award. Vote from Michael Antonio's Super World Cup qualifiers goal against the USA, Fraser McConnell's historic supercar win in the Nordic Rallycross, Hansel Parchment's golden run at the Olympic 110-meter hurdles, Megan Tapper's joyful Olympic bronze medal in the 100-meter hurdles, Elaine Thompson-Hera's spectacular 10.54-second sprint at the Eugene Diamond League. Vote by text or voice to 876-444-2473 or online at the RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation website or any of the websites of the RJR Gleaner Group. Sponsored by the VM Group, J. Rand Nephew, Digicel, Pure Country Juices, The Gleaner, Radio Jamaica, Hits 92 FM, Power 106 FM, and RETV.
One more thing, I dream of home, far beyond the sea, where there is love, peace and joy for me. Oh, in my eyes I see troubles and danger for me. destiny, where my destiny leads me, I must go. Yeah, yeah. I've got a hard road to travel, a rough, rough way to go. Said it's a hard road to travel, a rough, rough way to go. But I can't turn back. Lord is
Let's go
next.
through
5 months later.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And let's get back to the story. So here's what we were telling you in relation to the smart cows, how smart these cows are. The BBC story, which was repeated today, but it was first shared and aired on the 14th of September. And the story headlined, as we said, Cows Toilet Trained to Reduce Greenhouse Gas Emissions. Cows can be toilet trained in order to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, researchers have said. In the study, which took place in Germany, scientists trained the animals to use a designated toilet. Their urine was then collected and treated. The ammonia from cows' urine turns into the greenhouse gas nitrous oxide when it's mixed with soil. Worldwide, about 10% of all greenhouse gas emissions from human activities comes from cattle. Researchers attempted to teach 16 cows to use the toilet, dubbed the moo-loo. That's what they call the toilet, moo-loo. Moo having to do with the cow, the sound that the cow makes, moo, and loo, as in the loo, the toilet. So they call this toilet the moo-loo. So researchers attempted to teach 16 cows to use the toilet, which they called the moo-loo, at a farm owned by the Research Institute for Farm Animal Biology. The animals were placed in the moo-loo pen and were rewarded with food for urinating. So every time they urinated, they got food. After this, they were then placed in an area next to the moo-loo and rewarded for walking into the pen and urinating. So you see the connection. As my late mother would say, encouragement sweetens labor, because you throw in the sweetener of the food that you'll be giving the cows whenever they follow that route to the moo-loo, and then they urinate, and after urinating, they are rewarded with food. Those who urinated outside of the moo-loo were sprayed with water for 3 seconds. As part of the third stage of training, the distance from the toilet was extended and the rewards and punishments continued. By the end of the 10 training sessions, researchers found that 11 of the animals were successfully toilet trained. Very quickly, within 15 to 20 urinations on average, the cows would self-initiate entry to the toilet. In other words, they got smart enough to recognize when their bladder was full and needed to be emptied. And so very quickly, within 15 to 20 urinations on average, the cows would self-initiate entry to the toilet. By the end, 3/4 of the animals were doing 3/4 of their urination in the toilet. The calves showed a level of performance comparable to that of children and superior to that of very young children. Researchers say the capturing 80% of cattle urine in a model like the moo-loo could lead to a 56% reduction in ammonia emissions. They also say that reducing the levels of urine in the animal's living area will improve their hygiene and welfare. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:07. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h07. Science, TDN le. Si Dien Leung Chi Fen. 7 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at home in the parish of St. Andrew in the corporate area. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876 922 4112, 876 922 4113, 876 922 4114, and 876 922 4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and indeed you can call us via WhatsApp. That one number, 876 365 3346, 876 365 3346. Nicola in Central Jamaica. Good afternoon to you. Congratulations, she says. Thank you very much. B. Jew in New York. Good afternoon, Dervan. Blessings to you, B. Jew, and Mr. B. and Jorvilia. All the very best. Mikey Jarrett says, Tuesday afternoon blessings, my brother, from Brooklyn, New York. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Mikey Jarrett in Brooklyn, New York. Joan in Bermuda says, Happy Boxing Day, Sir D. Wishing you all the best for your future endeavors. Stay safe and well. Congrats on your latest awards. Very well deserved. All the best for 2022. Thank you, Joan in Bermuda. Hello to your husband, Willard, your daughter, Roxy, and your granddaughter, Amira. Hoping all is well with you as a family, the broader Jamaican family, and of course, the even broader Bermudian family. All the best. Robert C. Gray in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, of the St. Catherine High School Past Students Association says, I liked how the song Welcome Home mentioned my adopted city, Philadelphia. The songwriter definitely did research, as there's a large Jamaican population in the city of Philadelphia and the surrounding counties. Hashtag Jamaican diaspora. Indeed, Philadelphia is referred to, if I'm remembering correctly, as the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. The city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, Philadelphia. Thank you very much, Robert C. Gray of the St. Catherine High School Past Students Association, based in Philadelphia. And some other messages coming in. Thank you very much. Let's go over to the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Right. Excellent. Thank you very much, Petra Keane Williams, for your swift response. She responded at 15:48. That's 12 minutes to 4. And we messaged her at 15:35. That's 25 minutes to 4 o'clock. No surprises there. That's who she is, very efficient and quite proficient as well. Petra Keane Williams, thank you very much for looking into that matter of the treatment of commuters on the taxis and minibuses that ply the Papine to Halfway Tree, Downtown, Halls Delight, Two Pass, Constitution Hill, Dallas Castle, Gordon Town, who have been overcharging the commuters. Petra Keane Williams has the information. Let's see what comes of that, but we have no doubt it will be followed up. Oh dear, what is this now? From one thing to another. It's a story coming out of Missouri in the US. A Missouri woman has been charged with killing her boyfriend with a sword on Christmas Eve. Cape Girardeau police said 32-year-old Brittany Wilson was found outside the home she shared with her boyfriend Friday night with blood on her clothing, and a sword was lying in the front yard. Cape Girardeau is in southeast Missouri, about 115 miles or 185 kilometers south of St. Louis, Missouri. KVS television reported that a woman had called police shortly after 11 p.m. Friday to report that she had killed her boyfriend with a sword. After officers arrested Wilson, they went inside the home and found her boyfriend, 34-year-old Harrison Stephen Foster, dead with several fresh stab wounds. Good Lord. Mm. So sorry to hear of that tragedy. Sorry to hear. And there was quite a smash up if you missed it. Last night, it was, I believe, at the intersection of Constant Spring Road and Dunrobin. 7 people were rushed to hospital following a 3-way motor vehicle crash at the intersection of Dunrobin and Constant Spring Road on Monday. Yes, that was last night. Reports are that the incident took place about 10 p.m. And the information, I'm not sure. At least 7 people, including a child, were injured, and the collision caused a massive pileup of traffic along the busy thoroughfare. Well, we haven't heard any news of any loss of life, and we are encouraged by that, even as we are terrified at the crash itself. We wish those involved a speedy recovery. And so that's another of the stories. Let's take the break and come back. Mm-mm-mm. Let's go, studio. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:17. 现在，几点了？4点17分。17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Make that 18 minutes now past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at home. As we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, you can also call us via WhatsApp. How about that? We saw some information this morning from, this is the thing now, because I read from so many different forces or sources and forces that sometimes I need to remind myself, where was I reading that again? So I think this was CNN, was it? Yes. Right. The fact that, and this has been trending, the fact that the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, has shortened the recommended times people should isolate when they've tested positive or have been exposed to COVID-19. So the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, which I believe is in Atlanta, Georgia, has shortened the recommended times people should isolate when they've tested positive or have been exposed to COVID-19. The agency says people only have to isolate for 5 days instead of 10 if they test positive but don't have symptoms, and continue to wear a mask around others for 5 more days. So the idea is, if you've taken the COVID-19 test and the test says you're positive for COVID-19, you should isolate. You should, as my late mother would say, keep yourself to yourself. You should keep yourself to yourself for 5 days instead of 10, because 10 has been the standard for a little while now. So they're saying at this stage, they're recommending, that's the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, recommending a shortening of the times people should isolate when they have tested positive. So if you test positive for COVID-19, or you have been exposed to COVID-19 by maybe being in the company of someone who tested positive, then you should isolate. Keep yourself to yourself. Keep yourself to yourself for 5 days. But assuming that you don't have symptoms. So it's one thing to test positive and show symptoms of COVID-19. It's another thing to test positive, but there's no sign whatsoever of any symptom of COVID-19. Now, if you fall into that category, then what you would do is continue to wear a mask around others for 5 more days. So you isolate, keep yourself to yourself for 5 days if you test positive, and especially if you don't show any symptoms at all, no sign or symptom that you have COVID, but you test positive. You go into isolation for 5 days. Keep yourself to yourself as best as possible, insofar as that is possible, for 5 days. And then for the next 5 days, so you do those 5 days, and then you can go back out into the public, but you must wear a mask around others for 5 more days. So 5 days, first 5 days, you're in isolation, keeping yourself to yourself, as my mother would say. And for another 5 days, you must wear your mask all the time, especially when you are in public, or not just public, but among others. When you are with other people, when other people are around, you must wear your mask. Now, people who were sick but whose symptoms are improving and don't have a fever can also leave the house after 5 days. So people who were sick, but those symptoms are improving. In other words, you're not getting sicker, you're getting better. And better than that, you don't have a fever. So if those characteristics apply to you, then you too can also leave the house after 5 days, as can those who were exposed to COVID-19 but are fully vaccinated. So those exposed to COVID-19 but are fully vaccinated can also leave the house after 5 days. The Centers for Disease Control, CDC, says the change is based on scientific evidence that most transmission occurs early in the disease, right before and after the onset of symptoms. The other thing, we have been dealing with the crime pandemic in Jamaica for a very long time. The crime epidemic. The crime epidemic we've been dealing with for a very long time. We do have a pandemic that we're dealing with globally called COVID-19. What we're seeing is an increase in crimes committed here at home, but Jamaica is not alone in that regard. Not that anybody should take comfort in that. We're just making a point based on a story I read this morning that, and we have been seeing this news coming out of the US during COVID-19, the rise in crimes, people breaking into stores and just stealing items and shootings and so on and so forth. So CNN says the Justice Department has been doling out a surge of grants to help cities confront recent increases in violent crimes. So America's Justice Department has been doling out a surge of grants. Remember, a grant you don't pay back. You don't have to pay back a grant. You pay back a loan or you repay a loan. But the grant, that's it. You get the money and hopefully you do the right thing with the money. And there is accountability with respect to the money. But it's a grant. So you won't be the one paying for that. That's somebody else is paying for it. The taxpayers of the United States in this regard. Anyway, the Justice Department has been doling out a surge of grants to help cities confront recent increases in violent crime. The department's Office of Justice program says hundreds of communities and organizations are being awarded or are eligible to receive a slice of $1.6 billion to support a wide range of public safety programs. For instance, the Justice Assistance Grant will share more than $271.9 million, with $187 million going to state law enforcement agencies and more than $84.9 million to more than 900 cities and counties. Initiatives covered by the funding may include things like drug and gang task forces, domestic violence programs, treatment and correction programs, and other crime reduction efforts. Now, America has the resources. Our resources are relatively limited, and therefore we have to be as frugal and prudent as possible in administering those funds. I really have a. When was it? Was it yesterday? Yesterday, I think, was it? I was driving in the corporate area, and there was a police van with flashing lights, and there was a police person. I'm not sure if it was a man or a woman, uh, but the person was seated in the back of the pickup, the police pickup, with a gun. Uh, I don't know anything about guns. I can't tell you what kind of gun it was, but one of those long guns, to put it simply, and directing it towards an individual who obviously had been picked up, and he sat there looking literally and figuratively down the barrel of a gun. And every time I see something like that, or I see the vehicles transporting inmates, it really pains my heart. It hurts. And people saying, well, yeah, fret about that. The old dirty criminal. No, 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 no. No, that's not the attitude at all that we need. It's just a sadness at the loss of an individual, that especially a young person. And we have so many young people behind bars, people who are in their most productive years behind bars. And I just always wish there was something I could do to save as many of our children as possible, because we have to start there. One moment, please. Let's go, studio. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 28. Science, TDN le, Wu Dian, Cha Ar Shur Wu Fen. Cha Ar Shur Ba Fen. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at home in the parish of St. Andrew in the corporate area, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know you're on a holiday. Trust you have been enjoying your holiday. Hope you'll continue to be safe and do the right thing. But you know what we always say as well, young people, even though school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. Where are our listeners and viewers in Florida? How are things in Florida? And we're asking you from your perspective, based on what you're seeing and experiencing in Florida, because here's a story coming out of Florida on the Gleaners website. Florida adds 39,000 new COVID cases from Christmas weekend. That's a lot. Florida reported 39,000 new COVID-19 cases on Monday from the Christmas weekend, as thousands of people waited in lines for tests following holiday gatherings and flights on crowded airplanes. Florida reported 17,955 new cases from Sunday and another 21,040 cases from Christmas Day, according to figures from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Florida has seen a sharp increase in new COVID-19 cases in the past week. Last Friday, the state added more than 32,000 cases a day after reporting 31,000 in one day as well. Following the Christmas weekend, thousands of Floridians around the state lined up, sometimes for hours, Monday to get COVID-19 tests. Those of you in Florida listening to us, we trust you'll continue to be safe. And let's clear some more messages. Inez Ayona Campbell in is it New York, Inez, or are you back in Bridgeport, Connecticut? Robert C. Gray says, re-crime. I tell people that crime, especially murders, occur everywhere in the world. Even here in Philadelphia, almost 600 people were murdered this year in pocketed sections of the city, which feature low or no income people, disengaged youths, opioids, abuse, etc. Yeah, it really is a multifaceted situation. Can't come to it from any one angle or any one position. Thank you for your message, Robert C. Gray. It's the waste of a life that irks us, that pains us when we see these youngsters, mostly men and boys, being rounded up, and before you know it, they graduate to becoming hardened criminals. We have to try our best. This is why the other day we were talking about education, and for all of us to be on one accord, no matter race, class, creed, political affiliation. Can we be on one accord that we will do everything possible to play our part in ensuring that our children get a solid education, even if they're not our biological children. But if you know of a child or children who need the support in order to continue in school, in order to do well, in order to achieve, let us give them our support, because that's one way of saving them from ending up in the back of a police pickup with a gun pointing straight in their direction. Not the kind of life that anybody should be living. All right, we'll come back to that at another time, no doubt. Nadine Mahabir, thank you for staying with us. She says, hi, Dervan. We share your pain. Too many broken homes, too many uncaring parents. And it's something we've discussed before from the standpoint, Nadine Mahabir, of trauma. For quite some years now, we've been talking about this, quite a number of years. And we usually start with the expression that says, hurt people, hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. In other words, it's a cycle. You hurt me, I hurt you back. Or you hurt me, I hurt somebody for you. And that just grows into one great ball of fire. Because we have so many traumatized people in this country. The babies can't sleep in peace because every second there's a bike or some other noisy vehicle disturbing the child's slumber. That is trauma. The poor child can't rest, can't have a good sleep because of the noise level. And nobody cares about that, it seems. Not enough of us care about that. That is trauma. You're traumatizing the poor child. The child is supposed to be sleeping or trying to get some sleep. And the most you can do is make the most noise. That's trauma. That is trauma. Children who are physically abused, who are met with what some angry Jamaican parents like to call murderation. That is trauma. That is trauma. Those of us, whether as family members or otherwise, who, for whatever reason, can't control our hormones and prey on our little girls, and in some instances, scarred, well, in all instances, quite frankly, scar them for life. For life. That is trauma. That is trauma. And so when we have all these traumatized people operating in our society, what do we expect? Mental illness. What do we expect? The growth in gangs and gangsterisms. Trauma. This is a traumatized society. And then there are those who could go, they could go even beyond, go back in time of the trauma of the Middle Passage and everything that came with that, and colonialism, etc., etc., etc. So it's trauma that has been passed down from one generation to the other, and the next, and the other, and the next. This is why we're encouraging, and we do recall former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson in that failed attempt to start a values and attitudes campaign. And there are those who argue he should have pursued it in spite of or despite the detractors and the naysayers. And there are others who didn't get it. They're saying, that no make no difference. We need to get more guns for the police them and call out the army and deal with the boy them, cause them are going wicked. Oh boy. And then the cycle continues. But we have to start somewhere. Let's start with ourselves as individuals. What can I do as an individual to minimize the high levels of trauma in my country, Jamaica? What can I do? How many children can I assist positively and responsibly? We need to break the vicious cycle we're in, as Nadine Mahabir is saying here. Other messages, she says, we need to go back to the days where children are raised by a village. And there she goes, loading me up now for some work that I do, which I don't go around talking about. Uh, but so it is. So it is, Nadine Mahabir. Yeah, and this is why some of us do what we do. We're trying to save as many of them as possible. That's really what it boils down to. We're trying to save as many of our children as possible. Inez Iona Campbell says she is on the job in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Um, Dawn Manning, good afternoon to you. She's in Connecticut as well, or as you say in America, Connecticut. Connecticut. And Nadine Mahabir says we need to break the cycle. Maybe we need to start having parenting classes. Well, we do have a national parent, let me get it right, national parenting support group. Uh, yes, that's been around for a little while. It's still pretty young. And it seems to me that uh, I think they have, right, it's a National Parenting Support Commission. National Parenting Support Commission. In fact, we have done a series of broadcasts with the National Parenting Support Commission, which we found to be quite useful. But let's just, each of us, let's just do what we can. Let's help somebody. The song says, if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. More in a moment.
45.
More than 2,000 years ago, the light of a miraculous star brought hope, announcing the birth of Jesus. This Christmas, we can renew that hope by being the star that illuminates others through our good deeds. Visit lighttheworld.org and find simple ideas on how to live the true spirit of Christmas. Light the world with love and be a light in the lives of others.
The management and staff of the Jamaica Customs Agency extend the very best wishes to all our stakeholders and wish for you and your families a peaceful Christmas and a prosperous new year. We thank you for your support and will continue to serve you efficiently and effectively as we keep you, our customers, in focus.
Let your voice be heard. Watch TVJ Sports Network, JNN, or One Spot Media and vote for your favorite in the RJR Gleaner National Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards, People's Choice Performance of the Year Award. Vote from Michael Antonio's Super World Cup qualifiers goal against the USA, Fraser McConnell's historic supercar win in the Nordic Rallycross, Hansel Parchment's golden run at the Olympic 110-meter hurdles, Megan Tapper's joyful Olympic bronze medal in the 100-meter hurdles, Elaine Thompson-Hera's spectacular 10.54-second sprint at the Eugene Diamond League. Vote by text or voice to 876-444-2473 or online at the RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation website or any of the websites of the RJR Gleaner Group. Sponsored by the VM Group, J. Rand Nephew, Digicel, Pure Country Juices, The Gleaner, Radio Jamaica, Hits 92 FM, Power 106 FM, and RETV.
Can't turn back. God is next. My mind's made up. No, I'll never stop. My faith will see me through.
Let's go, studio. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 12. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h moins 12. 现在几点了？5点加12分. 12 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at home in the parish of St. Andrew in the corporate area, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Who is this reporting now? CNN reporting that the Centers for Disease Control has moved 3 more European destinations to its highest travel risk category. In its weekly update of COVID-19 travel advisories, the CDC advised against travel to the following countries and placed them in its level 4 COVID-19 very high category: Malta, Moldova, and Sweden. The CDC places a destination at level 4 when more than 500 cases per 100,000 residents are registered in the past 28 days. Sweden, the populous Scandinavian nation, was previously at level 3, considered high risk. It now joins fellow Nordic nations Denmark, Finland, Iceland, and Norway at level 4. On Tuesday, that's today, Sweden began requiring a negative COVID-19 test result for foreigners to visit, regardless of vaccination status. The island nation of Malta, a Mediterranean favorite, was also at level 3 last week. Far off the radar of most tourists, the Eastern European nation of Moldova had previously been in the unknown category. The CDC places destinations in that category when it doesn't have enough reliable data to make an assessment. In another troubling sign for Europe's COVID-19 situation, the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, moved no destinations on the continent to a lower level in the past week. Other big travel names that remain lodged at the CDC's level 4 include France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, the Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, and the United Kingdom. In fact, the United Kingdom has been at level 4 since July 19. However, Europe isn't the only continent with popular tourist destinations on level 4. Among the other places also considered at very high risk for travel are Belize, Jordan, Singapore, South Africa, and Turkey. In all, almost 90 destinations were rated level 4 as of December 28 today. You can view the CDC's risk levels for global destinations on its travel recommendations page. Can we take a look at that page? Let's see. Let's go to the travel recommendations page and see the list. Let's see where Jamaica falls on that list. Did we see something in the news relatively recently along those lines? Let's see. So this is level. Oh, hold on. What's happening here? Let's go from level 1. Just looking to see if Jamaica is on that list. Level 1, level 1, level 1. No. Oh, that's the level unknown. Sorry, level unknown. Not enough data. So that's one list. And Then there is the level 1 list, and we're checking, not seeing Jamaica on that list. And let's go to the level 2. Jamaica is on the level 2 list. So level 2 says, make sure you are fully vaccinated before traveling to these destinations. Unvaccinated travelers who are at increased risk for severe illness from COVID-19 should avoid non-essential travel to these destinations. So Jamaica is at level 2. I think that's a piece of news that came in relatively recently. I think it was while I was in New York. Was it a week ago or two? Time flies. Was it? Where are we? Oh yes, yeah, it could very well have been a week to 2 weeks ago. Right, so that's where we are at level 2. And so it is. Countries have to, leaders of the countries of the world have to do what they have to do. They have to protect their people. They have to protect their borders. All right, let's see this now. Who's this? Well, we need a decision on the space for chapel for the chaplaincy program at Maypen Hospital, Jamaica. Space has been identified and final permission is needed. So this is coming from Reverend Dorothy Grant, chaplain at the Maypen Hospital. Reverend Dorothy Grant says, put it in prayer and fast, call out everybody to pray and storm the gates of heaven. The impact of the program is tremendous, and God continues to bless. Blessings and thanks for your input. So that's Reverend Dorothy Grant telling us that there's a need for a decision on the space for a chapel for the chaplaincy program at Maypen Hospital. Yeah, that's one of the key components of closure, or at least comfort. Did we publicly congratulate? I don't think we did. Paulette Simpson of JN Bank in the United Kingdom. Congratulations, Paulette Simpson. I don't think we have done so publicly, apart from going to your LinkedIn account and congratulating you, Paulette Simpson. She's now Paulette Simpson, CBE, Commander of the British Empire. I believe that's what CBE stands for. CBE, Commander of the British Empire. And on Wednesday, the 8th of December, she was conferred with a CBE by His Royal Highness Prince Charles at Windsor Castle. Paulette Simpson, CBE, is Deputy Chief Executive Officer at JN Bank UK. That's Deputy Chief Executive Officer at JN Bank UK, designate, London. Well done, Paulette Simpson. We know your work. We have been there with you to see how you work. And you don't play with work. You don't shirk. Well done, Paulette Simpson. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 28th of December, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
All alone. I can't turn back. My heart is fixed, my mind's made up. No, I'll never stop in my faith. We'll see me through. One more thing, I dream of home, far beyond the sea, where there is love, peace and joy for me. Oh, in my eyes I see it. Troubles and danger for me, but destiny, where my destiny leads me, I must go. Yeah, yeah. I've got a hard road to travel, a rough way to go. Said it's a hard road to travel, a rough way to go. But I can't turn back. My heart is fixed, my mind's made up. No, I'll never stop. My faith will see me through. Oh, help me somebody, yeah. Help me somebody. Somebody, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.
I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in our newscast today, upsurge in COVID cases wreaking havoc in Jamaica's tourism industry, with a number of tourists at major resorts testing positive for the respiratory illness. Some local hotels and resorts reporting rise in booking cancellations due to Omicron variant of COVID-19 and travel restrictions globally. New study shows that there remains a high level of distrust among Jamaicans in the government's COVID-19 vaccination program. Health Minister says that training to facilitate local testing for COVID-19 variants has been pushed back. In business news, commercial activities for Christmas period fell below expectation for some businesses. A reminder that the discussion segment of Beyond the Headlines is on a break. The news is brought to you by Flow.
Bye.